I got into Rage Against the Machine before all of y'all. I got into Rage Against the Machine very early. Before the internet, I shoplifted it out of a record store based on the name and the album cover alone. This was like very early, before I even started smoking crack. I lost interest in them right around the time I was in college and started smoking crack. I grew up. I realized that it's not enough to just rage against the machine. You need to figure out ways to implement change, societal change, into your everyday life. And one part of that is voting. You vote for the candidate that's furthest to the left and who can win every time. And you never, ever, ever let a fascist gain 1 inch of power. Ever. It literally does not take that long to do it. And do other shit. In fact, it goes with the other shit. It's a combined thing. But the less you vote, the harder it gets. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine is a guy who never quite grew up. Here he is talking to his buddy Bill Maher.
As imperfect as they are, somebody has to make the sausages because people have to eat.
Yeah. Someone has to make the sausages, but I think that to cast your ballot into the void every 4 years and hope that someone's going to wave a magic wand and make the country to your liking is not the way the progressive, radical, or revolutionary change happens. It always comes.
Yeah. There are no revolutions in an authoritarian government. You're not going to take your pitchforks and drive out mankind's most powerful army in history. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Revolutions happen where revolutions are allowed to happen. Sorry, that's just how it is. You cast your ballot every 2 years. This dude went to fucking Harvard and doesn't know that elections happen every 2 years. You try to elect allies. If you can't elect an ally, you elect somebody who's intimidated by your collective bargaining power. That's how democracy works. Fascism works by doing nothing. Because those motherfuckers never sleep. They're a disease. And they grow. And if you don't cut it off, you'll die. I swear to God, if these motherfuckers win, there's no reason the Republican Party should gain any power on Tuesday. And if they do, and they take away my Social Security, I'm suing everybody in this room with me right now. Tom Morello's a moron. People like Tom Morello are morons. They're stupid. They're greedy and dumb. They use left-wing aesthetics to sell products. He's no more an anarchist than Russell Brand is a Marxist. That's why they make shitty fucking propaganda. They are self-indulgent. Did you ever see those two Republicans dancing terribly to Killing in the Name of while wearing Blue Lives Matter shirts? They do that because all they hear is Killing in the Name of. And they think it's a song about killing people. About killing you and me. The working class. Killing your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid, your social safety net, your right to vote, your right to speak, your right to research, your right to report, your right to organize. That's what they're killing. They don't believe that change will ever happen. And so what they want to do is destroy anyone they don't like and use that power in the most hideous ways they can think of. That's what they get off on. That's what they're jamming to. your guitars and the word killing repeated over and over again because you're horrible propagandists. Rage Against the Machine is the most overrated piece of shit fucking band in history. Here's why. Their entire function is to radicalize people. But when you read the fucking lyrics, it sounds like somebody walked into a creative writing class and said, hey kids, let's write a rap song today that speaks out against the man. Nobody's interpreting your lyrics and sitting there and deciphering them to figure out that, oh wow, this is a metaphor for the American Indian. No, shut the fuck up. You know what those old people weren't dancing to? Fuck the police. That's propaganda. Fuck the police. It's an anthem because the words are very simple and the message is very clear. Fuck the police. Killing in the name of. Shut the fuck up. Your band sucks. You suck.
From below. And when, in my music, and in our music at Prophets of Rage, that's the demographic that we speak to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, as Churchill said, democracy, the worst system except for all the others.
Well, as Martin Luther King said, there's no hotter place in hell than for people who stand on the sidelines during time of moral conflict.
Then guess where you're going, dickhead? Martin Luther King also marched from Selma to Montgomery for the right to vote. What initiated that march was a man being murdered for registering people to vote. If voting didn't change anything, they wouldn't make it illegal. If voting didn't change anything, there wouldn't be fascist thugs standing next to mail-in drop boxes, armed to the teeth,